Hello, friends. Welcome to another episode of the Trevor Ohlsen Show, episode number 40. 40, folks. That's like 40 hours of me moving this microphone like I'm doing now, where I should have done it before I clicked record. Episode number 40 on Wednesday, February 3rd, 2021. I am your host for the evening, the afternoon, the morning, whatever time zone you're in at the moment it is that you are listening. I am your host, Trevor Ohlsen. How are you doing? Room renovation edition, like 12, because for the last all my episodes on my Patreon at Patreon last Saturday, I was like, I felt like I had to apologize. I was like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. My podcasts have just slipped off a cliff and died, though they haven't. Although I say that only because I've only been doing my room renovation, and so it's all I've been talking about, and it's just been my weeks now. It's approaching like 2 weeks of the painting, and I won't get too far into it, but the painting and the sanding, the priming. And then I spent 2 days alone, which I've been doing this all by myself, which it's a really fun, it's been a good learning experience for me. And it's been a good challenge as well, because it's something I've never done before on my own. I ripped up all the carpet myself. All the carpet's gone. I ripped up all the boards that were holding the carpet stretched out. So I had to fucking with these bad boys on. There we go. Let's do the show like this. Did all that stuff, all that shit, all that stuff out. Got it all out. And then there were screws, obviously holding the boards into the cement. And my dad was like, obviously he was like, hey, you got to get that shit out. And I was like, yep, I know. And so I tried yanking them out, and out of like 10 nails, 9 of them broke trying to get out, like they bent because they're 30 years old. And so I had to pound them all into the cement, which by the time I was done with that, I almost became a pussy and was like, see, I don't even have to go to the gym. You know, one of those people. Well, I'm moving around at work, so I don't have to work out, right? Wrong. You have to work out. But I will show you now, and actually, I'm loving where all my equipment is, because my equipment, I've been over there. I've been in front of the window, and as you can see, the light is over here. Like, there's no window right in front of me, but I can still see outside the window. I think I'm going to have my recording studio, my system, all right here. Like, it's very fun to be redoing everything. But, so the lighting's very good. But let me show you the flooring. Let me give you a little bit of a taste. Oh, yes. Look at it, folks. Here is a better look. Door's in the way. I had to take down a closet door. There it is. Bamboo flooring. It's a nice gray. There you go. Nice close look. Much better than the 30-year-old carpet. Honestly, already, I was looking back at old pictures of the room, and I was like, God, it looks so much better already. And as you can see, the bed's just been shoved in that corner, but all cement over there still, so all of that needs to be taken care of. So what I'm doing right after this is literally moving everything over here. And so that way the second half of the room is ready to go. And that's all. And then I think I could finish today, although my niece is over at the moment, and so my mom is watching her. And yesterday it was like we did it for a solid 3 hours. Which went by like that, by the way, which was nice. I was in like a nice flow state. Sorry, I keep moving this camera. Had a good system going. Had knee pads on, like I'm, knee pads on. And I don't know why I did a blowjob reference, but I did. I had the knee pads on to protect my knees. Which, by the way, my father is in his 60s, and he was working on his knees, no knee pads, and I was like, how have you worked for the last? It's not like his job has been super laborious. He's done a lot of just desk stuff at his store, but he still does, work. And I was like, I don't know how you do it I don't know how your knees aren't shot and you're like, he moves better than me sometimes. It's not good. I move pretty good, but yeah. Yeah. Anyhow, my mom was doing the measurements and the cutting, and I was just doing the laying pipe, as the creeps say. And but it went great. Like we hit the goal that I wanted to hit yesterday, which was get it right up to my bed, which we did. So now everything just has to be moved over here. And when I've been doing it. I've done everything myself except the flooring it's been so much easier with two people. And so my dad helped me one day and my mom helped me the next. And so today, once my mom has some free time, hopefully she can do the measurements and the cutting again, because I can do that and that's fine. But it just flows better when somebody's doing one thing and another person is doing the other. These glasses were given to me by Joe Pacheco. But they're actually shooting glasses, and just they're eye protection in general. But one thing I really, really love about them is that they brighten everything up. I think if you're depressed, you just need to wear these glasses. Like if you're bummed out about the weather, you're like, oh, it's cloudy and gray. Just throw on some hyper yellow glasses, and it brightens everything up. And it's like you're seeing everything totally different. Like I'm looking outside. Like this, it really does make everything look better. It makes everything look more vibrant and more alive. And if they didn't look like this, I'd wear them all the time. I need to get a pair where you can't see the yellow. They need to have, and they probably do. I should look it up. A slick looking pair of glasses with like a cool dark lens, but what you're seeing is like bright yellow or something like that. And it sounds exaggerated, like just seeing everything in bright yellow, but it really just it just makes it look, it makes it feel like the sun is shining inside, basically. And I'm just looking around like in wonderment, looking around. But yes, folks, my neck is doing better. Thank you for asking. Much better. Still not perfect, but I've been using the massage gun like mad. I've been doing that. I'm in the sauna almost every day. Getting the heat, which is good, loosen things up. It was a little sore this morning, but definitely not as bad as it's been. I mean, it was pretty bad there, especially for the first night. Like I woke up a bunch of times and half asleep, delirious, like what? Why am I in pain? Like having no recollection or no clue of what's going on and why. But it's much better now. And I was out in the sauna this morning. Very nice. Shane is coming over, and he's actually going to sauna here pretty soon. It's 10:30 in the morning. Maybe he'll get here around 11. He'll come sauna. The Culligan man came by this morning. It was funny. Super nice guy. And we always have pleasant conversations. I always enjoy when he comes. But we were talking, and I just got out of the sauna. I'm naked, but I have a towel on. And he comes rolling up while I'm outside, and I was like, oh, I better get inside. And then my mom was like, oh, make sure you tell the Culligan man we only need 2 bags, two things. And I was like, I'm naked. I'm in a towel. Like, I have no clothes on. She's like, oh, it's fine. Just tell him. I was like, okay. And so I went out, and first thing he says when he sees me, he's like, oh, Mr. Leisure. Like, I'm not doing shit all the fucking time. How dare he? Just kidding. Mr. Leisure. It's like, I've been up since 7:30. I mean, I do. Oh, no, he was just joking. And I just don't, and literally that he didn't mean anything bad by it. And I don't take it to offense. Oh, Mr. Leisure. No, it's a great way to start the day. Like my mornings are mine. Like you can get into a really good rhythm, a good routine, you can develop really healthy patterns when you're starting off your day in solitude. I think that's really important. for people to, if you can have alone time in the morning, do it. And if that means getting up earlier before your kids are up, if that means if it means sacrificing a bit of sleep by well, you should get to bed. If that means getting to bed at a decent hour so you can get at least your 8 hours or whatever it is you need. Some people need 9 hours of sleep. Sleep is for the weak. Sleep is going to enhance every aspect of your life. It's going to make every interaction you have with people better because you're going to be more well rested. You're going to be more sharp. You're going to have more energy. You're going to feel better. Odds are, if you think it's impossible for you to get up any earlier, you probably just need to get to bed consistently at a better hour. Like for me personally, as you know, I'm up every day at 7:30, and which is not super early, but it's a time that I personally chose where I'm at in my life right now because I don't have kids, I don't have a spouse, I don't have these responsibilities. So it's easy. I can do whatever I want, basically. No, I can't do whatever the fuck I want. I want to renovate a room. I'll renovate a fucking room. Oh, they're coming downstairs. So for me, like I know I need to get it at bare minimum for me to function well and have a good productive day and to feel good and rested and to be able to get shit done. Like I know I have to have at least 8 hours. At least, like bare minimum, I need 8 hours. So if I'm up at 7:30 every day, that means I have to be asleep at the latest 11:30, which means I need to probably get in bed by 10 to be really sure of the fact that I will be asleep by 11:30. And odds are I'll sleep longer than that. Don't mind, I just, like, don't mind me. There we go. But I chose 7:30. I chose 7:30 because I was like, okay, I know I need at least 8 hours of sleep, but I also want to have a social life and I have to be able to do things like let's be realistic. I was in college at one point. I was like trying to be really disciplined, and I was getting up every day at 5, and you can do that. Anyone can get up at 4 or 5 o'clock if you're getting to bed at the appropriate hour. So for me personally, like if I went to bed at 5, or rather if I got up at 5 in the morning, I would have to be asleep by what? Well, 5 hours. I'd have to be another 3, 12, 9, right? 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'd have to be asleep by 9 p.m., which is really early. It's very early. And so I'd have to be asleep by 9 p.m. And I don't want to have to be asleep by then because that means I'd have to be getting ready for bed by like 7:30, and I'd have to be in bed consistently every single night at 8 p.m. Because realistically, over a long period of time, if I'm going to get up every single day at 5 in the morning, realistically, for the rest of my life, if that was a goal, I'd have to get to sleep by 8 o'clock. And I don't want to sacrifice, like, that's really early. You know, if I'm out with friends, I can at least, like if I was being hyper disciplined with it, I'd have to leave every event by 6. It's like I'd have no social life. And so, like, I've chosen 7:30 because I can get to bed by 11:30 and I could still be out with people 9, 10, 11 o'clock, like get in bed. And it's not like, and I'm not out a lot anyways, but on the nights that I do go out, even if I'm up till like 1 or 2, I'll still get up at 7:30. Like I'll be really exhausted, but they say it's better to get up every day at the same time. It keeps your circadian rhythms regulated, and those regulate your mood, and you don't want to dysregulate your circadian rhythms. So lots of times people they're not feeling good because they have no structured routine. They get up every single day at a different time. They go to bed every single day at a different time. And it's like, it's no wonder they're not getting anything done, and they don't feel good, and they're probably drinking too much, and they're not eating healthy or exercising regularly. It's like, you got to do these things. I want to talk to you guys about something. So I'm going to talk right to the musicians, the two of you listening, all right, to this podcast. And really, this applies for everybody. But here's something. So I personally, when I have been really, really, really focused on my career for a long time, and it's really all I think about it all, constantly. So it's like I've made every effort to improve my music, which needs to be done, and it needs to continue to be done so that I can keep getting better. And you think of your live show, and you think of everything being locked in. Here's what is very important, though, and it's not sexy, it's not flashy, and it's not talked about, but 90% of your life is going to be off stage. I was thinking about this the other day. Even if you if you're a full-time musician, 90% of your life is off stage, probably. That's an arbitrary number I threw out there. Let's even say 80. 80% of your life is off stage, all right? 20% of your time is spent on stage. I don't think it's that much, so I'm going back to 90. 90% of your life is off stage, all right? You want to make sure that 90% is locked in so that you can keep doing that excellent 10%. Because you're not going to be on stage all the time. Okay, and you're not going to be getting that energy rush, and you're not going to be getting that adulation and praise all the time on stage. 90% of your life is going to be probably pretty ordinary. It's going to probably be your routine. It's going to be what are you doing? If you're a full-time musician, it's going to be a lot of practicing. It's going to be a lot of for me, it's a lot of vocal lessons. It's a lot of unsexy production. It's a lot of hours every single day, put into whatever it is that you're trying to do. And it's and you have to think, okay, how much time are you spending with your family and friends? Are you neglecting them? How's your health? Are you exercising regularly? What are you eating? Are you regulating your use of drugs and alcohol? Do you have a social life outside of your family? There's 90% of your life that you have to get locked in. And so I remember one person told me in Nashville, they asked me what I do in a day. And she was like, you are the most structured musician I've ever met in my life. And I took it as a compliment. Some people see routine as you're stuck in a rut. It's no, you're not, if it's a really good, productive routine that you love doing every day. You're stuck in a rut if you're doing a bunch of shit you don't want to do, and you feel unfulfilled, and and it feels like a soul-sucking endeavor. I get up and do everything that I do every single morning when I'm up at 7:30, and then I'm drinking coffee, and I'm listening to a book, and I'm alone, and then I either do my meditative breathing exercises or a sauna, and then I shower and get dressed, and by the time I'm upstairs eating a good, hearty, nutrient-dense breakfast, it's 10 o'clock, so I've been up for 2.5 hours, and it's and then my day starts, and then I from 10 to 3, I'm usually doing creative things, except not as of late since I finished my album and I've been renovating my room. How fast can you say that? Renovating my room? And then it's from 10 to 3, I'm doing my creative things, and then after that, it's okay, I can't really work creatively anymore because it's I've done my 5 hours, and it's that's kind of my limit creatively. I can do laborious jobs longer and more arbitrary work longer. But creatively, you reach a point, and in every sort of endeavor, you reach a point of diminishing return. So you have to figure out what that is. For me, creatively, I feel like it's 5 hours. And so after that, I'm all right, I've done my morning routine. I've worked hard creatively for the past 5 hours. Now it's 3 o'clock. It's still midday. What do I do now? Now I go to the gym. Now I take care of myself physically, psychologically, mentally, and spiritually as well. And then it's I'm home, and now what do I do now? Now it's 5, 6-ish. What now? And it's okay, eat a good dinner, eat healthy, Now you've got time. What else can you do that's good and productive instead of just like sitting down on the couch watching TV, which I like never do anymore? It's like, okay, listen to a podcast, read a book, get in the sauna, do something productive that you enjoy, and it's like do that over and 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 over again. Compound effect that adds up, and and then boom, you do a gig on Saturday, and then boom, you do a gig on Wednesday, and boom, gig on Friday. It's like 3-4 gigs a week. And, well, like I'm saying, a lot of your life is off stage, and you got to have that off stage part of your life locked in, because it's gonna make being on stage really optimal. It's gonna make your show better. It's gonna make everything better, because the mundane, trivial things of your life are locked in, and you can't be fucking crazy forever. And we see this with musicians or other actors, whoever it may be, who gets sucked into the fame and into whatever successful endeavor that they've been pursuing. Like, if you're not careful, I mean, it'll eat you up like a monster. It will. So you have to remain grounded in the trivial, mundane, which really nothing really is trivial or mundane. Taking care of your health, and like paying your bills on time, and doing and looking after your kids, and being there for them, and getting up every day at the same thing. These are not trivial things. These are the most important things that you do. I've talked about this, but the most important things you do every day are the things you do every day, because they are going to compound over the next 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. And if you just have shit habits for the last 50 years, it's like, boom, you're here. And then 50 years later, right here, you're here. And you're like, oh shit, I've but it's so gradual. It's so gradual that, 10 years, 20, it's like, oh, it doesn't feel it, but compound interest works. Then all of a sudden, you got to make sure that you are implementing healthy patterns of behavior that over the longest period of time possible, you're elevating. In every sense of the word, you're elevating, and in every part of your life. Like, guys, we got a lot of shit going on. We've got family. We've got relationships that need work. All right, first and foremost, relationships. Like, especially if you are a mother or father and a husband and wife, that's got to be your priority. Like, I'm sorry if you think you married the wrong person. I don't have anything to say about that. I don't know. Look something else up. Don't come to me for the answers. Like relationships, those, like, are you nurturing your relation? I sound like a broken record, but you just got to make sure that the everyday aspects of your life are locked in place and not overlooked, because you're going to be doing them every single day. That's what I'm trying to say. You're going to be doing, just remember, if you take anything away from what I just said, just remember that the most important things you do every day are the things you do every day. And the most important people around you are the people who are around you. And that seems to be the case. And it seems, I think that's real. And I think, it's not sexy. It's not flashy. It's literally just being responsible. It's just like getting your shit together. That's it. Are you making time for what matters? And are you focusing on what matters? Or are you just doing a bunch of stupid, dumb shit? Which everyone does. I've done a bunch of stupid, dumb shit, so don't feel bad if you're doing stupid, dumb shit. The point, and what I'm trying to say, is to recognize the stupid, dumb shit you're doing, and then to, over time, mitigate it so that you become the person that you could be. Because, it's like there's an infinite, what's the word? Perpetually, there's two of you. There's the you who's making all the right, there's an infinite number of you, but let's say for argument's sake, there's three of you. All right. Perpetually at all times. There's the person who stands still, you're gonna hear a dog barking, who stagnates, who just kind of remains the same, who doesn't continue to grow or learn, but you're not completely stupid, and you're not completely, you're not very, very far along, but you're a 5, all right? 1 and a 10, you're a 5, all right? And you're happy with a 5, and you're going to stay at 5, and you know what? You're a 5, all right? Then, so there's you. You're a 5. Okay, great. Then there's another you, and it's the person who's, you start off at let's say you get to a 5, but then all of a sudden you stop going to the gym. You spend a little more money than you make. You drink, you have that you have those 2 extra drinks after work, three times a week. Doesn't sound much. Doesn't sound like much, all right? But then over the course, you do that every day for the next 20 years, and then when you start to backslide a little bit, everything else starts to get a little, your workouts get a little less, your drinking increases a little more, you start being a little, you stop putting in the effort towards your romantic relationships, or your wife begins to resent you a little bit, and it's like you backslide from a 5 to a 1. From all these trivial Monday activities that you should be doing every day that you're slacking off on. So you're a 5 and now you're a 1, okay? Then there's the you who you're at a 5 and you make your effort to get to a 10, all right? 5 to 10. And how do you do that? You take the responsibilities on that you have to do, and you lock in that 90% off stage life. And if whatever business you're in, you can view that as well. It's like 90% of your life isn't going to be, a large part of your life will always be your work, but it's not. You have to make sure that all the other parts of your life are locked in so that you can be optimal in your work. And so how do you get from a 5 to 10? You do all the little things that you need to do. You know what you need to do. You know what needs to get done. And you go out and do it every day. And you take 1 step forward a day. 1 inch up is still an inch. Whatever it is that you're doing, you're taking steps forward every single day. Just one a day. You whatever in all the parts of your life, you treat your woman right, your man right, you go to the gym, you take care of yourself, you get to sleep at a good hour, and you get up at a good hour, and you cut back on drinking, and you eat healthy, and it's like that. Those things alone will change your life. Getting good sleep, cutting back on alcohol, and eating healthy will exponentially add value to your life and especially if you do it continuously for years and years and years. You don't see a lot of returns initially, so that's understandably so why a lot of people quit, because they're like, oh, I'm just not seeing results. I'm 6 months in and I'm not feeling any different. And it's like, you got to keep going. It's going to take probably years and years and years for you to really, really start seeing and feeling. I'm 7 years into my exercise at the gym. My consistent, 5 to 7 days at the gym. I'll say 5. Let's for argument's sake say 5 days a week, every week for the last 7 years. That's truly the case. I that's what I've been doing. I'm 7 years in, and it wasn't until year 5, 6, 7 where people really started saying wow, you're looking like a man. Your arms are looking bigger, and it's like, wow, you have a chest now, and it's like. And then it's like, if people haven't seen me in 7 years, and I'm not I'm just working on myself. I'm not a bodybuilder. I mean, I am, I feel like I've got a long way to go. That's how I always feel. I think I will always feel that. And I think that the inevitable answer to the question, am I doing enough? For me, it's always going to be no. No, I could be doing more. I always feel that way. I could be doing more. All the time. And I think it was a good realization for me, and it was eye-opening. And you can always be doing more. You can always be doing more. I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. All right, show. All right, folks, that's the show. Thanks so much for tuning in to the Trevor Ohlsen Show, episode number 40. Thanks so much for being with me here, 40 episodes in. It's, as always, much appreciated. If you'd like to reach out to the show, and I'd love to hear from you, the Trevor Ohlsen Show at gmail.com. That's the place to reach out, to send your questions, your comments, your concerns, your news to the Trevor Ohlsen Show at gmail.com. If you enjoy the show, and it's free because this is a Wednesday episode, and you'd like more, and you'd like to support me, and you'd like to get a bunch of cool shit, and you'd like to keep this podcast going, head over to patreon.com/Trevor Ohlsen. That's patreon.com/Trevor Ohlsen. You can sign up and get a bunch of the Saturday bonus episodes, which I do this every Saturday as well. Everyone who signed up really loves it. They really dig it. You can sign up for as little as $5 a month, or you can sign up at a higher rate and get t-shirts, autographed pictures, opportunities to Skype with me, t-shirts. Did I say that? All sorts of cool shit. So if you like what you saw today and heard today, you can continue to get more and more of it at patreon.com/Trevor Ohlsen. I hope you guys all have a fantastic rest of your day. Keep moving forward. Don't be a 5. Don't be a 1. Make every effort to move to being a 10. All right, friends. All right, folks. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and we'll see all of you on Saturday.